living like a stage. Hey, hey, 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 love yourself first, explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your dreams. Living like a stage. Hey, hey, living like a stage. Hey, hey, living like a stage. Hey, hey, living like a stage. Hey.
Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome to another video, Living Life with Stay. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Stay. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you could please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a permanent part of the Lifer Tribe. We would absolutely love to have you. So y'all, I'm about to turn 53, right? In just a couple of short months, your girl is going to be 53. My birthday is December 9th, so it is literally right around the corner. And what I must say is that turning 53, even when I turn 50, it looks nothing like I envisioned it or imagined it years ago. And so there were certain things that I had aspirations and dreams to do back when I was in my 20s or even 30s that for some reason I put the parameter on it that if I don't accomplish this by the time I turn 50, then I'm just not even gonna do it, because in my mind at that time 50 was old. Well, who was I kidding? And I'm glad I was wrong, because at 50 I really don't feel any different than I did at 30. Right? So I still have tons of energy. Yeah, there's the occasional aches and pains and whatever. I've gained a couple of pounds, but I don't feel anywhere near the way I thought I would feel at 50. I thought by the time I hit 50, I'd be ready to retire to a rocking chair and just ride out the rest of my life into the sunset, and needed to have everything accomplished because I was not going to have the energy to do any of the things that I wanted to do. Meanwhile, at 50, I did a whole lot of things that I didn't even imagine I could do back when I was in my 30s, my 20s, my 40s. And so I just wanted to jump on and kind of chit chat with about that a little bit, because I am about to do something that a lot of people would say I'm too old to do, or why do I even care? And that is, your girl is about to get braces. Yes, I'm about to get braces at my big age. And I know tons of people would be thinking, who in the world would get braces at 53? Me. And why? Because I'm not 100% satisfied with my smile. I had braces years and years ago when I was younger, and I didn't wear my retainer the way I was supposed to, so my teeth have shifted back, and plus I feel like they took my braces off a little too soon, or either they pulled too many teeth when I got my braces, because my main issue with my teeth has been crowding. And so when I first got my braces, I was told they needed to pull a certain amount of teeth in order to make room so that when they straighten my teeth, there would be the proper amount of space for my teeth. Well, I think, like I said, either they pulled too many teeth or they took the braces off too soon, because a couple of the spaces where they pulled my teeth never closed. So even though my braces came off and my smile was super straight, I have spaces on the side, and I've never really been happy or satisfied with that. And y'all know I do a lot of public speaking. I used to sing a lot professionally. I'm always making videos, and every once in a while I catch a glimpse of one of those spaces, and I'm just not happy with it. So I'm like, if I'm not happy with it, then I need to do something about it. And I mulled over it for a while, because I got in my own head like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna look crazy getting braces again at 50 some years old. Who does that? Tried to convince myself that I just needed to let it be. Like, there's no need to do it. This is the smile I've been given. Let me just go ahead and rock with this. Maybe I'm too vain. Is that really that important? And what really inspired me is the fact that my sister called me one day and was like, guess what I'm about to do? And of course I couldn't guess, but she decided to get braces, and she's never had braces before, and she just turned 50. And I'm like, dang, I'm wondering if I should do it. And here she is stepping out on a limb, doing something that, you know, she never even did before, and deciding to make that change, pour into herself, do that self-care, do something special for herself, do something that's going to make her feel better about her smile. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So she inspired me. So I went ahead and made my appointment and decided to get braces. And I did think, well, maybe I want to do veneers instead of braces. But then I was like, you know what? It's not that deep. I don't know how I'm going to feel about getting my teeth whittled down. That just seems to be a little bit too invasive. I'm just going to go ahead and get braces. So I made my appointment and ended up finding out that they have this thing now called fast braces. So I had already wrapped my brain around, look, I get these braces, I'm probably going to have braces on my teeth till I'm 54, 55 years old. It is what it is. I'm just going to do it because it's going to make me feel better. Well, I get there and they're like, oh no, we have fast braces. So you can get your braces on and probably have them off in like 10 months. And I'm like, really? And then they ended up saying it may be even shorter than that. So I'm like, oh my goodness, here I was overthinking this, wondering if I'm too old, thinking I'm gonna look silly, and this is something that I'll be dealing with for less than a year. So how crazy would it have been for me to talk myself out of doing something that really isn't even gonna take a long time? Now with the fast braces, you do have to go into the dentist office or orthodontist office every week because it is a faster process. When you have regular traditional braces, you usually only have to go in once a month. But I'm like, again, going in once a month or once a week, but cutting my time almost in half or more, it's worth it. And my orthodontist office is literally just like 5 miles away, so it's not even a big deal. So the reason why I decided to make a video about this is not necessarily to share with y'all that I was getting braces, even though I figured I should share before I just show up one day, because I'm actually getting my braces on Tuesday. So I didn't want to just show up with all my metal in my mouth and y'all be like, now what now? But I also thought that this could be a lesson, a word of encouragement or inspiration for you all, the way my sister was inspiration for me, is to don't consider your age when you're making decisions about things that will make you happy. If you're young enough, healthy enough, energetic enough to do it, then your age shouldn't matter. So I don't care if it's a haircut, changing your hair color, getting braces, moving to a new city, getting into a new relationship, getting married again, whatever it is that you want to do, don't worry about your age. If it's something that you still have a desire to do, then your age and your longevity and your time on this earth is what makes you deserve to do the things that make you happy. You have given a lot to this life. You have done a lot and been a lot to a lot of people. Getting older, having that stability, having that maturity is what allows you to be able to go ahead and do those things that you always dreamed about doing. If it's starting a business, whatever it is, don't ever feel like you're too old to do it, and definitely don't ever let what other people might think stop you from doing it. Because one thing that I've learned in this life is that a lot of times people question, a lot of times people judge, criticize things that they wouldn't be bold enough to do. And just because they wouldn't be bold enough to do it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Just because they question you, it doesn't mean that you should question yourself. People also have a habit of placing judgment and criticism on things that they don't understand. Like, they don't understand why it would be so important to you. They might say things to you like, so you're 53 years old and you're still not confident in the way you look? Well, that's not the case. Self-esteem is not an issue over here. Confidence is not an issue over here. Now, I can't say it's always been that way, but today, those aren't issues for me. The reason why I do things to change my appearance, to change how I look, to do anything when it comes to the exterior is because it's what makes me feel better. There's a certain way that I desire to look. There's a couple of little rough edges. There's a couple of little finishing touches that I would like for myself. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. It's not that I'm not confident. It's not that I'm not okay with the way I look. But if I have the opportunity to enhance something, then I'm gonna do that. Like, I've been walking around here for years now with my smile not being exactly the way I wanted it to. I've been walking around for decades now with these spaces on the side of my mouth that I've not been too happy with. Has it stopped me from making a single video? No. Has it stopped me from showing up or accepting a single speaking engagement? No. Has it stopped me from taking selfies every single day and posting all over social media? No. So evidently it's not about confidence and self-esteem. So don't let people try to impress upon you low self-esteem, lack of confidence because you want to do something to enhance something. I don't care what it is. If you are 55 years old and you decide you want to get you a BBL, go ahead and do that, because trying to do little things, to tweak things, to make things look a little bit better, it doesn't mean that you have low self-esteem. It's the same thing with my weight. I want to lose about 20-25 pounds. However, I have no problem rocking this body that I have right now on the beach, in a bathing suit, at events, in evening gowns, whenever I want to, and I feel no way about it. But for me, I still know, okay, I need to lose a couple of pounds, and that's that. But do I stress about it? Am I obsessed with it? No. And it goes the same with anything. Like I said, don't let anybody make you feel like you're too old to do something that you have a desire to do. If you want to start a business in something that you are just newly interested in, don't let somebody tell you you don't know anything about that. You too old to learn something new. No, take those classes, get those certifications, find you a mentor, do whatever it is that you want to do. Who says that you can't open a restaurant at 60 years old? Who says that you can't go to cosmetology school at 52 years old? You can do whatever you want to do as long as you continue to wake up and you have breath in your body and you have the health and the energy to do what you want to do. Do that, because age is so relative, right? And it might sound corny. They say age ain't nothing but a number, but the older you get and the longer you're able to maintain good health, the more that makes sense. Because if you are 15 years old and you're going to die at 18, then you're old at 15. But if you are 52 years old and you're going to live until you're 102, then you are young at 52. I hope that makes sense. You are only as old as the time you have left on this earth. And since none of us know how much time we have on this earth, then you need to live every single day as youthful and as vibrant, as energetic as you can be. Because what would life be like if you're 50 years old and you're going to live to be 98, but because you're 50, you just decide to throw in the towel? I'm not doing anything new. I'm not trying anything. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for that. And now you're going to live another 48 years. That would be so boring and so miserable and such a waste of time, right? So I'm just like, seize the moment. And one thing I remember that my husband said in a sermon one time, and not one thing I remember a lot of things that my husband said in his sermons, but he said, consider not the calendar. And I love that, because the calendar is just a way to track and chart time. The calendar isn't about an expiration date. The calendar isn't about deadlines. It's just a way to chart and track time. But don't give up on yourself just because you've been blessed to have more years. That's something to celebrate. That's something to embrace. That's something to be grateful for. That should give you exactly what you need to keep pushing forward and doing those new things. So I just don't want anyone to get caught up in the whole age thing and thinking, I don't want to do this because I'm too old and it's going to look silly if I'm doing this at my age and nobody else my age is doing this kind of thing. Do you, boo. Whatever it is that you want to do that. So your girl is going to be at the orthodontist office bright and early on Tuesday morning for my first appointment to get my braces on at 52 years old, and I will have them going into 53, and I'm still going to be making videos. I'm still going to be releasing books. I'm still going to be coaching my clients. I'm still going to be having my speaking engagements with a mouthful of braces. And anyone who dares question me, I'm going to give them the same exact speech that I just gave you all, because people who question things like that actually make me feel bad for them, because I'm like, what is it that you want to do that you're letting your age or other people's opinions hold you back from? So let me and my braces be that inspiration. Let me and my braces be that aha moment for you to realize that you have as much time as you have, and while you have that time, you need to utilize that time and do all the things that you desire to do, no matter how old you are. So hopefully something I said today inspired somebody, encouraged somebody, uplifted somebody. I hope there's somebody watching right now who's like, you know what, I never quite heard it put that way, but stay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to school. I'm going to go ahead and get my certification. I'm going to go ahead and start that culinary arts degree. I'm going to go ahead and open up that daycare. I'm going to go ahead and get that nose job. I'm going to go ahead and get whatever it is that you want to get, because Stay said I need to embrace the energy and the health that I have. Don't worry about embracing the age. Don't worry about counting those birthdays. Wrap your brain around the energy that you have, the health that you have, the vibrancy that you have, and let that be what leads you into your next. Don't worry about your age, because you don't know how much longer you have. And I know I'm probably going to live to be a nice, spry 107. I ain't gonna be sitting here rocking in no rocking chair for all of them decades. So I need to go ahead and spruce up, do what I need to do so I can live those years of life doing the things that I love to do. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you to bits and pieces, and you know the drill. Always be kind and love one another, but don't forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. And I may just have my braces on by then. Bye.
Living like a stage. Hey, hey. 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 Love yourself first explicitly. You owe it to yourself to move with that energy. Empower your self-esteem. Self-love is king. That's the only way to win. That's how you empower your